When we picture U.S. presidents, we imagine power, dignity, and leadership. But sometimes even the most powerful people on Earth have their weird days. From Teddy Roosevelt giving a speech after being shot to Jimmy Carter battling a killer rabbit, America's leaders have had some truly bizarre moments, all of them 100% real. These aren't myths or internet rumors. Every story in this video is a verified historical event. Because when it comes to U.S. presidents, truth really is stranger than fiction. So, let's dive into 10 strange moments in presidential history that actually happened. 1. Teddy Roosevelt delivered a 90-minute speech after being shot, October 14, 1912. Teddy Roosevelt was campaigning for a third term when a would-be assassin shot him in the chest. The bullet pierced his steel eyeglass case and his 50-page speech, slowing it down, but it still lodged in his chest. Roosevelt's reaction? He calmly refused medical treatment, stood before the crowd, and said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." Then he spoke for 90 minutes, bleeding the whole time. Doctors later found the bullet still inside him. He survived and finished the campaign. 2. Andrew Jackson's parrot got kicked out of his funeral for swearing. Andrew Jackson, the 7th president, was known for his temper, and apparently so was his pet parrot. During Jackson's 1845 funeral, mourners were stunned when his African gray parrot, named Pole, began cursing loudly, using words so vulgar the minister ordered it removed from the ceremony. Witnesses later confirmed the story, saying Jackson had taught his bird many colorful phrases. 3. Jimmy Carter was attacked by a killer rabbit. In 1979, President Jimmy Carter was fishing in Georgia when a swamp rabbit swam straight toward his boat, thrashing and baring its teeth. Carter splashed water to keep it away, and when the press found out, they called it the Killer Rabbit Incident. It sounded like satire, but Carter himself confirmed it, and the White House photographer even caught the moment on film. 4. Calvin Coolidge had a pet raccoon named Rebecca. Some presidents have dogs, some have cats. Calvin Coolidge had a raccoon. In 1926, a Mississippi resident sent the White House a raccoon intended for Thanksgiving dinner, but Coolidge's family decided to keep her as a pet instead, naming her Rebecca. Rebecca was given her own embroidered collar, walked on a leash, and even traveled in the presidential car. 5. Lyndon B. Johnson held meetings. While on the toilet, Lyndon B. Johnson was known for his intense personality and his complete lack of privacy. Staffers reported that Johnson often summoned aides into the bathroom while he used the toilet, continuing discussions as if nothing was happening. He even installed special phones and dictation devices in the bathroom so he could keep working. 6. Elvis Presley visited Nixon at the White House. One December morning in 1970, Elvis Presley showed up unannounced at the White House. He handed the guards a handwritten letter requesting to meet President Richard Nixon to offer his help in fighting the drug culture. Nixon agreed, and the two posed for what would become one of the most iconic photos in history. Elvis even asked to be made a federal agent at large, and Nixon actually gave him an honorary badge. 7. Abraham Lincoln is the only president to hold a patent. Before becoming president, Abraham Lincoln invented a device to lift boats over shallow water. He filed for the patent in 1849, and it was granted, making him the only U.S. president to ever hold a patent. A small wooden model of his invention is still on display at the Smithsonian. 8. Herbert Hoover hosted a White House possum dinner. In the 1920s, exotic meats were considered a delicacy. So when Herbert Hoover hosted a formal White House dinner, the menu featured possum and sweet potatoes. The event was covered in newspapers nationwide, and diners described the possum as rich and gamey. Hoover, however, was reportedly not a fan. 9. Barack Obama swatted a fly on live TV. In 2009, during a CNBC interview, President Obama noticed a fly buzzing around him. Without missing a beat, he swatted it mid-air with perfect accuracy, looked down at the bug, and said, "That was pretty impressive, wasn't it?" The clip instantly went viral, even earning him a tongue-in-cheek endorsement from animal rights activists for his focus. 10. George W. Bush dodged a shoe thrown at him. In 2008, during a press conference in Baghdad, an Iraqi journalist suddenly threw both of his shoes at President George W. Bush, a deep insult in Middle Eastern culture. Bush ducked both throws like a pro and joked, "All I can report is that it was a size 10. Security quickly restrained the man, and Bush continued the conference as if nothing had happened. From killer rabbits to Elvis visits, these stories prove that presidents are human too, and history can be as funny as it is fascinating. Every one of these moments really happened, reminding us that even the leaders of the free world have strange, unforgettable days. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more verified weird facts from U.S. history.